part was unavoidable, and so he set out some cardboard to cushion his fall. As he went to sleep, Makoto found himself in the velvet room. Oh boy. The new Junpei. Yeah, you don't gotta hide the fact that you're gonna be joining C's to me, I already know. His ass. B out of his ass. Or C out of his ass. If you guessed A, B, or C, you're a fucking genius, well done. Alright everybody, we are back. Well, to your guys' eyes, I would have only been gone a split second, but whatever. Power of editing and recording. Chapter 5, High Priestess. Here we go. May 9th, 2009. Junpei, wake up already. It's time for school, and if you're late one more time, Mitsuru Senpai won't let you go on any more Tartarus missions so your grade improve. Or is that Makoto? Makoto exited his room to see Yukari. Yeah, it is. Okay. Makoto exited his room to see Yukari standing in front of Junpei's room yelling at the door. Junpei isn't here, Yukari. He left early this morning. Yukari turned to Makoto with a confused look. He did? That's new for him. He probably said something that made him go today. I just told him that if he didn't do good then this year, then he won't get with a girl. It was kind of funny. He ran out the door so fast. At school, I didn't have time to get a picture of his face. At least he'll take school seriously now. Not that I need to. Future vision makes it trivial. Makoto said. There's a lot of sets in this. Yukari and Makoto laughed as they walked to school together. The day went fairly and Makoto managed to manipulate things into his favour with his knowledge of the future. Junpei had given him his old Innocent Sins online game. Innocent Sins. It's the sequel to Persona 2, guys. Holy shit. The remaster, which he met his teacher on the game by going by the username Maya. It took a lot of convincing, but Makoto was now sat next to Yukari in 2F. Mitsuru and Akiko were caught up completely on Makoto's ability to not see the future, but know all the outcomes since he's been sent back numerous times to complete the same task of fighting shadows over the course of the year. Which ended up amounting to 10 years worth of travelling back in time. Everyone knew that full moons were operation days that they would fight shadows. Makoto still kept some things that would in fact affect things negatively. Such as new members and how they remained hidden. Deaths of people important to the group remained hidden as well. Well, that's the day's over. What? Yeah, well, that's the day's over. That's a famous phrase. Junpei says, well, that's the day over. I remember when he said that, guys. Do you? Studies are done, and Junpei Iori, Ace Detective, is now ready to fight some bad guys, Junpei said as he stood up from his seat. What are you, stupid? More like Stupe Ace Defective. Insert that one controversial line there. Yukari jokingly said, Hey, I resent that. Junpei ran out the door and headed straight for the dorm. Oh god. Junpei ran out the door and headed straight for the dorm to get ready for the fight that laid ahead of them. that laid ahead of them. Isn't it lay? Guess he's ready to fight the shadow. I gotta say, it makes things easier when you know that when they'll show up. Yukari stood with Makoto and they headed back to the dorm together. Their bond had been growing very quickly recently. Yukari had grown very self-confident recently when Makoto had come to her aid when some thugs hassled her about her wallet. It ended sour when Yukari got mad at him for coming to her rescue, but she soon apologised for getting mad with him. But tonight it was May 9th. The second shadow was going to appear and they needed to get ready to fight it. Makoto asked Akihiko to stay with Mitsuru in case anything happened while the rest of the team was away in the monorail tracks. As the night gave rise to the dark hour, the team was waiting at the station when Mitsuru started picking up the shadow's signal. Makoto, as per usual, still led the team along the tracks when they made it to the car when the door suddenly shut. Damn, guess the shadows know we're here now. Let's keep going. Or get going, Junpei said as he started walking ahead. Wow, Junpei, you're very calm in this situation. I'll give you that much. You know, usually in the game, everybody would start panicking. Makoto crossed his arm over Junpei and told him, "We're about to get ambushed. We need you here still. Don't worry, we'll get to the shadow in time. No need to rush things so needlessly." Junpei nodded at Makoto and on cue the shadows appeared to attack. Hermes! As Junpei summoned his persona, all the shadows got split in half by his persona. His team started running through the train cars until they reached the final car. There it is! The big bad boss! Let's kick his ass and go home! Persona! I'm not even gonna acknowledge how gross the persona is and how I'm shocked at its weird appearance. As Junpei summoned his persona, though, the shadow sent a massive frost wave into the group which knocked Junpei off his feet. Even though he's not weak to... He's not weak to ice skills. He's weak to wind. I must have just implying that instead of like stumbling back this time, he literally fell. Ah boy. Makoto summoned King Frost to absorb the ice assault while Junpei got to his feet and Yukari summoned her persona. With the theme as powerful as they can be, the High Priestess stood no chance against the team and fell quickly to Junpei's attack. But just as in the past lives, the car continued to gain speed. Makoto ran into the main car and yanked on the brake as hard as he could. Shit! Ah! Junpei and Yukari yelled as the brake screeched along the tracks. Are we alive? Don't worry, Yukari, I knew which one was the brake. Let's head back now. When they got back to Mitsuru and Akihiko, they celebrated another mission completed as they headed back to the dorm for the night. Ooh. Look-see here. Let's have a look-see. What should we say in our little after read here? This was a pretty short one. I kind of sped through it. First we have the Innocent Sins online game. You know, once again, the sense instruction here, which he met his teacher on the game going by the username Maya. It took a lot of convincing, but you can't. It's like there's no gaps here to signify that like the scene's kind of moving, so it like confuses people. Like suddenly we're in another place. That's what it feels like. It's taking the reader out of the immersion per se. And also up here it's kind of confusing because, you know, you hear the voice, but then you don't. You kind of have to presume it's Yukari, and then you know it says Makoto exited his room, then to see Yukari standing in front of Junpei's room yelling at the door. Like, I feel like this could have been restructured to make it make a lot more sense. But I don't know how like any of this shit like gets through proofreading or like a test reading from somebody else. Like you hand your work to somebody else, you show it to somebody, you discuss the ideas with other people. That's part of writing. Like, I do understand it's a fan fiction, but you know, I'm kind of coming at this full force because you know it's more entertaining. You know, Junpei's cool as usual. He doesn't really freak out with the doors like suddenly locking. He doesn't check to see if they're locked. He's just like, damn, guess shows know we're here now. Like he's too calm. Like there's not enough panic here. Especially when he sees the persona here. It's not the persona, the boss. There it is. The big bad boss. Like he was freaked out. He should be freaked out now. Speaking of, earlier on, they saw the Reaper, but they didn't really freak out yeah, going back, there was the shadows. You know, and they were freaking out about the little shadows. And then they don't freak out when they see the Reaper. So now suddenly they're just calm and collected. And also Junpei got swept to his feet when he's like level 99. Or let's just say I'm just saying level 99, like some big number. Let's just say level 99. He's level 99, he gets swept off his feet by like the boss's I don't remember what move the priestess uses, but you know, how did he get swept off his feet by that? Okay, so let's move on to Chapter 6, Empress and Emperor. For 6 of 20, or technically 21. I don't even know if I'll like read all this in the entirety, like ever. Because you know, this might just be a one-off thing, because I don't really get a chance to record it uninterrupted. Like I'm rarely in the house on my own, and I don't want people like listening in on this shit, because they're gonna think I'm weird. Anyway, with that, little like the random little side note, let's continue on to once again Chapter 6, Empress and Emperor. May 24th, 2009. Come on, man, studying punctuation is so damn hard. Can't we just take a break for once? Junpei asked Makoto. Makoto looked at him with an annoyed stare before shaking his head. Well, the least you could do is say no rather than give me a damn head shake. A damn head shake. Head shake. Yes, a head shake. And you can at least tell me who she is. Oh, this is Junpei speaking. Oh my god. And you can at least tell me who she is? I'd at least like to know what my soulmate looks like. Makoto once again shook his head at Junpei, who sighed and walked off the second floor lounge to read some manga. Just then Yukari and Mitsuru walked through the door. We've just gotten done with shopping. We brought you a few things. They placed some food from Wild Duck Burger along with something that actually surprised Makoto. On the table was a chain with a heart locket attached. Inside the locket were letters Y, heart, M. The letter heart. Makoto took the locket necklace and began to shed some tears. Makoto-san, are you alright? Yukari said as she sat down next to Makoto. Makoto took Yukari's hand and held it lightly. This was an outcome I wasn't able to see. Looks like the timeline I've created has changed enough now for me to be able to say, I don't know what the future holds. Okay, it should be a, I honestly forgot what you call that thing. The two little dots. Once again, punctuation. I'll just say punctuation. I don't know what the future holds. Thank you, Yukari. The bond within the lover arcanas is at its strongest. Cue the little maximum bond thing. Makoto gave a powerful speech to Yukari and kissed him on the cheek. Oh my god, Yukari's a man in this timeline! She's become man. She's trans. Oh no! Before she stood up and headed upstairs with Tsuru. Oh my, why is Makoto... Okay, before she stood up and headed upstairs with Tsuru. Okay. Makoto's realised that things have become lively around the dorm now, even with the lack of the other team members being present till later on this year. Okay, that gave me a mini stroke. Even with the lack of the other team members being present till later on this year. Yeah, it does, like, it is, makes sense, but why is it, it just, like, grammatically makes sense, but it's hard to read, because it doesn't make sense to be here, and, you know, wait, or is it even right? The dorm now even with the, it's just the punctuation that makes it confusing. The grammar. Oh boy. Makoto has already gotten so much change within this timeline, and he now has something new to experience within it. Akihiko soon came into the dorm too, but he wasn't there to make conversation. But he wasn't here to make conversation, he had a mission and Makoto knew it. Okay, but he wasn't here to make conversation, comma. He had a mission and Makoto knew it. Ah, Yuki. I just got back from the police station. I know you don't need to since you've got gear from the past timelines. Okay, he has gear with him? Where did he get the sword from? Did he just spawn with it? And does this imply that he has gear for the others? But you should still stop by to make sure there isn't anything you're missing. But enough about that. I've got lead on a new persona user. Her name's Fukuyama-gi. I know, I can't spoil all the fun, but we need to enter TARDIS on June 8th to rescue her. Okay, Facebook, please get out of my way. Okay. Fukuyama-gish, guys. You heard it here first. The new OC, Fukuyama-gish. Fuka's twin sister. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's a side effect of the timeline. Oh Oh no! Any altering in this world could cause great problems. You, Junpei, and myself will be entering from inside the school gym. Yukari and Mitsuru will wait outside and enter from the main gate. Make sure to inform them to be ready. I have to make a couple of stops at Paulownia Mall right now so that we're ready. We may not have the power to beat them. We may have the power to beat them with little problems, but you can never be too careful. Oh, and you can have my burger, Yukari got me. That's so random. And once again, there should be like more grammar, like oh, comma, or like an exclamation mark, and then capitalization. I'm not saying like this shouldn't be here, and like you do need like dialogue that isn't essential just to break things up a bit. Makoto didn't let a second go to waste as he left the dorm before Akihiko could ask any questions. Damn it, he sure doesn't mince his words at all. Well, I guess I'll start with Mitsuru. As Makoto reached Paulownia Mall, he headed for the alley which had the entrance to the Velvet Room. Makoto went in and gathered new personas to get ready for the fight. He now held within himself for the time being Orpheus, Thanatos, Siegfried, Titania, Hillel, Satan, and Odin. Not a full roster, but enough room to get ready for the battle if his friends get blindsided by the Empress and the Emperor, kinda. Okay, let's just pause for a second here. You guys think... If you guys are confused, I don't blame you. Because... as we know earlier on, it kind of implies that he already had a good roster. He has Orpheus, Telos, and some other personas, as mentioned in another chapter, when they were fighting the Reaper. And for some reason he used Orpheus for the plot, because you're going to see later on that this is very important for a key part of the story. And we got Thanatos, Siegfried, and all these. But what was his party before? That's the thing. Like, which one of these guys were here? And why are you preparing for all these fights so your teammates don't get blindsided when you're like extremely high level, like level 99 or some shit, Like your teammates fought the Reaper, they're already way over leveled. They could do this on their own if they wanted to. They don't need you for this one. Ooh, time skip. June 8th, 2009.
This is a tough case, even for Junpei Iori, ace detective.
Ace detective? You're so dumb. More like Stupe, ace defective.
Where'd that come from?